How do you get rid of patellar tendonitis? In this video, I'm going to show you. My name is Dr. Story. I've been a chiropractor for over 23 years. I'm going to give you realistic advice based on my experience. I have a book. This is not written by a doctor, but I'm going to say this is probably the best book I have seen that summarizes how actually, in a way, I help patellar tendonitis. It's funny, this is a German guy, and I'm going to put a link down below if you want to get this in Amazon. To me, this is totally worth the money. For less than the cost of a copay, seeing a doctor, you can come up with an entire game plan of how to beat your patellar tendonitis. Now, I'm going to tell you what's good about this book and what's bad. First of all, let's talk about what's good. This guy summarizes essentially physical therapy. You can learn how to do physical therapy on yourself. He has things of how to do the exercises, and what's great about this, he has things on how to do the stretches. He organizes it in such a way as to really talk about, first of all, why doctors don't diagnose you well with tendinopathy versus a tendonitis. Now, we put tendonitis because everybody thinks of tendonitis. The problem is that most people have tendinosis. So he goes through and he talks about what the condition is, so you can understand, why is this not getting better in a week or two? That's important. So you'll actually know more about tendinopathy and tendonitis than your primary care doctor. Secondly, he organizes the stretches and the exercises, how many reps to do, how to do it, all in a very compact way that gives you a game plan of what to do, and most importantly, what not to do, what to look for if you're having too much pain with doing certain exercises, where you might experience the pain, and thus how to stop and change things. That's what's great about this book. The second thing is that he covers various topics like PRP and stem cells and different things, but the main crux of the book, just to give it away, is eccentric exercises, and he tells you how exactly to do them, how to progress through them, which I think is important because most of the research on patellar tendonitis was done on young college students who are volleyball players, soccer players, athletes. But in my particular practice, I don't get a lot of young, healthy people that just have isolated tendonitis. I get a lot of people that are older and require some modification of those techniques, because the eccentric contractions are basically how you do them is you do 3 sets of 15 repetitions twice a day for 12 weeks. Now, the problem with that theory is that's 90 repetitions per day for 3 months. Most people can't do that. They need to build up to it. So again, that's why I think this book has a benefit. Now, the problem with this book is it overlooks the one thing that you really need a doctor for, and it doesn't address this, but there are some ways that as a chiropractor we can see where your predispositions are. For example, if you have a drop navicular bone in your foot, in other words, if you have misalignments of the foot bones, if you have misalignment of the kneecap and the mobility of the kneecap, certain people have genetic deformities of their hips that can predispose them towards patellar tendonitis or tendinopathies. There are people that think they have tendonitis, and it turns out they actually have a pinched nerve because of the inhibition of the muscle. So these are things that you can't, it's impossible to if I had tendonitis, I wouldn't be able to diagnose it myself. You need someone to assess you, and that's something that's really not addressed in the book, but I don't think that's really the fault of the book, because this is not a book written for doctors. This is a book that's written for the general public, and so it omits that. So if you buy the book and you find that you're not getting better, it's best to seek out someone who does structural work, such as the best one here in America is Doctor of Chiropractic. So in that regard, that's the only fault that I could see of the things that it missed. If you want this book, again, I'll do the homework for you. I'll just put a link down below in Amazon. You can purchase the book. I would say that it gives you 80 to 85% of all that you need to solve your own patellar tendonitis. So if you thought this video was interesting, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comments section below. If you yourself have solved your own patellar tendonitis, let us know in the comments section, because that way other people that watch this video may be reading comments and actually may benefit from your experience. So thanks for watching.